こんにちは、ゆうこ先生です。This is a sample lesson from my online course, Japanese for T-Form Master Course. Find more information about the course in the description box below. I can hardly answer your questions here on YouTube or social media since I receive so many every day. But I always respond to my students' questions inside my courses. So if you need my help in learning Japanese, please join my course and become my student. Currently, I have 5 online courses from Japanese 1 to Japanese 5. You can get all the 5 courses as a package for a discount too. Go to the package website from the link below. I am planning to publish the next course, Japanese 6, this fall 2020. Once Japanese 6 is released, this package of Japanese 1 to 5 will no longer be available for purchase. So if you want the courses 1 to 5 at the lowest fee, please get the package soon before it's gone. Previously, we have learned 3 types of ています expressions. 1. ています to express ongoing action. 2. ています to express resultant state. 3. ています to express repeated action. Today, I want to talk about this one. ています to express resultant state. As you know, this one indicates the current state as a result of a change that happened in the past. For instance, is married is the state as a result of getting married. So we say 結婚しています。結婚しています。No is the current state as a result of you got to know something or somebody. So we say 知っています。知っています。As for own or possess, we view it as the result of holding something in our hands, which also symbolizes obtaining the ownership of the thing. So we say 持っています。持っています。And today in this lesson, I'm going to explain an important aspect of this expression, 持っています, meaning own or possess. Let's say you want to say, I have a printer. Then you can go like this. プリンターを持っています。プリンターを持っています。But we also learned this phrase back in Japanese 3, right? プリンターがあります。プリンターがあります。Do you remember this? This verb, あります indicates the existence of non-living things. So if you say, うちにプリンターがあります。It means a printer exists at home, meaning there's a printer at home, or I have a printer at home in English. Let's do a quick review here. If you want to talk about the existence of a living thing, such as a human or animal, then you use います instead of あります. So, I have a friend in Tokyo is going to be like this. 東京に友達がいます。東京に友達がいます。So this is what we have learned back in Japanese 3. When you have something that is not alive, you use あります。When you have something that is alive, you use います。You mark the subject of existence with the particle が and the location of existence with the particle に。In case you didn't take the course Japanese 3 with me or want to watch the entire lesson again, I'll leave the link to the lesson below this video. So you already know how to say I have a printer in Japanese by using あります. Now you know another way to say the same thing. プリンターを持っています。Why do we have two ways to say it, and what's the difference between the two? That's the question that I often receive from my students. So today, I want to explain the difference in this lesson. Between あります and 持っています、what's different is the focus. When you say あります、the existence is the focus. That's why we often express the location of existence in a sentence with あります like うちにプリンターがあります。On the other hand, when you say 持っています、the ownership is the focus. It has to clearly indicate who is the owner of the thing. So with 持っています、we don't usually mention the location in the sentence. Instead, we mention who owns it, like this. Another important difference is the particle. You mark the thing that exists with the particle が、but the thing that you own with the particle を。Many learners get confused between these two particles, so please be careful. Now, do you understand the meaning of this sentence? 私はプリンターを持っていませんけど、ルームメイトは持っています。私はプリンターを持っていませんけど、ルームメイトは持っています。Right. This sentence means I don't have a printer, but my roommate has it. Do you see that this sentence means the same as this sentence? うちにプリンターがあります。The first sentence, うちにプリンターがあります means there's a printer at home, but it doesn't indicate who the owner is, so the printer may not belong to you. In the second sentence, it is clearly indicated that you don't own the printer, your roommate does. But still, it doesn't change the fact the printer exists for you at home. So if there's a printer at home but it doesn't belong to you, you can say either one of the two sentences here. うちにプリンターがあります。or 私はプリンターを持っていませんけど、ルームメイトは持っています。This is what I meant by あります focuses on the existence, but 持っています focuses on the ownership of the thing. So in case you have a car at home that you can drive, but you don't own the car, let's say it's your father's car, then you can still say 車があります in Japanese, but not 車を持っています。Now, what about the existence of living things that take います as in 猫がいます I have a cat. If the cat belongs to you and not to your roommate, can we still say 猫を持っています? No, you can't. We differentiate the ownership of non-living things and living things too. You can use 持っています only to indicate the ownership of non-living things. If you want to express that a living thing belongs to you, such as a pet, then you use this one. 飼っています。So I have a cat in the sense that I own the cat. You say 猫を飼っています。猫を飼っています。In case you are already studying 漢字, by the way, let me show you how this 飼っています looks in 漢字. It looks like this. This 飼って is the tail form of 飼う, which means to raise, breed, keep, or have something that is alive. Please note that this is completely different from this 買う, which means to buy or purchase. These two are totally different verbs that happen to share the same pronunciation, so please don't get confused, okay? This is another reason why learning kanji helps you as you progress with your Japanese learning journey. Hiragana only conveys the pronunciation of the word, but kanji conveys the meaning. So now you know two ways to say I have a cat and know the difference between the two. One thing I want you to remember is that you can use imasu for humans too, but not mutteimasu. So when you want to say I have a friend, you can say 友達がいます, but you can never say 友達を飼っています. A person cannot own another person. At least that's how the Japanese language views the context. So please remember that you cannot use 飼っています when it comes to people. To say things like, I have a friend, I have sisters, or I have 3 grandchildren, you can only use います. Here's a summary of today's lesson. When you say I have, use あります or います to highlight the existence, and 持っています or 飼っています to indicate ownership, and never use 飼っています for people. Okay, to wrap up today's lesson, let's see if you understand these sentences. Please pay attention to what I'm saying here. 私は猫を飼っています。猫が2匹いますから、うちにはキャットタワーが2台あります。私は猫を飼っています。猫が2匹いますから、うちにはキャットタワーが2台あります。わかりますか? Do you understand? Okay, this is what I said. I have a cat. Because I have 2 cats, in my house, there are 2 cat towers. This 匹 is the counter for small animals. So for 2 cats, I said 2匹. 2匹. It's okay to switch these two and put the counter 2匹 before 猫 like this. But in Japanese, we usually put the counter after the thing that we are counting. So this order sounds most natural in Japanese. This dai is the counter for equipment, appliances, furniture, or relatively large object with a specific function, especially with steps like a cat tower. On the side note, dai is also used to count transportation means such as bikes, motorcycles, cars, or buses. Also, please pay attention to the particles. Here I used o because the verb in the sentence is 飼っています. Here I used ga since the verbs are います and あります in the sentence. And here I mark the location of existence with に together with the topic marker は. It sounds more natural this way and it flows better in this context because it automatically highlights the fact that there are 2 cat towers in my house in comparison to many other houses with 1 cat tower. 私は猫を飼っています。猫が2匹いますから、うちにはキャットタワーが2台あります。私は猫を飼っています。猫が2匹いますから、うちにはキャットタワーが2台あります。So this was one of the lessons in my online course, Japanese for Teform Master Course. Join the course and I can teach you all about Japanese Teforms. how to make stay form and how to use stay form in many different expressions. At the end of the course, you can submit an assignment, and I'll personally check it for you and send it back to you with feedback. I look forward to having you as my student. ではまた次のレッスンで会いましょう。